Hello, hello. All right, so hello everyone who is watching. You guys are tuned in for another edition of EW Songwriters Camp. Today is none other than Amindi, aka Big Mindy. She
Going.
dropped her new EP Nice last week and the video for her new song Telly yesterday, and we're going to chat about her songwriting process, the new project, working with Isaiah Rashad, Pine and Ginger, all of the cool stuff that she's been doing. If you guys are not hit, please go to Spotify, type in Amindi, listen to all the songs that are there. I promise you that you're not going to regret it. I promise you. How are you doing? What's been going on?
I'm good. Yeah, it's been a busy moment for me
Mhm.
recently, but I've been hanging in there. It's been really cool.
How does it feel to finally have Nice out?
It feels really good. It feels like a relief. Like I let something out that was that's so representative of me and like the type of shit that I actually want to put out, you know what I mean? Feels really good.
We're gonna kind of go back. I know Pine and Ginger dropped in 2017, and that was super viral. It was a big deal. But you had been dropping music before then. Like you had been dropping music on SoundCloud. You've been working hard. So what was I guess the process before Pine and Ginger went super viral and went everywhere?
Um Before that I was in high school when Pine and Ginger came out, so before that I would literally with my friends, my classmates who made beats and stuff. And it would be a really quick thing. I'd go over somebody's house, they'd make a beat, I'd record on the beat after I've written to it, which would take like an hour, and then immediately we would upload to SoundCloud. It was always like a really quick thing and something that I always enjoyed doing. And it wasn't until I'm out on the other side that I'm realizing that uh, I did it in such a quick way. I just write really fast.
And so once it did you know that that song was gonna be the song, or was it just like, yo, this is a cool song, let's keep it pushing?
No, not at all. I had made that one with my homie Valleys, who lived in Florida at the time, and we'd worked together on another SoundCloud song that I had. I was 16, and he sent me this beat. He's a white guy, and he made this dance hall beat, and he's like, I don't know if this is good or not. And then I recorded on it, and his roommate, who was Jamaican at the time, was like, oh yeah, this is sick, and then ended up being on it as well. So that's the artist Tessellated who's on that song. But yeah, I had no idea. We were both like, oh, I don't know, this is different than what we normally do, and then it did all that. So
And so once it went viral, did it feel like, yo, I'm like an actual artist now, or did you kind of keep grinding and kind of keep pushing at what you were doing with your craft?
after it went viral, I felt like a wide range of things. I feel like I had imposter syndrome. I don't know. I was 17 years old, and all of this is happening. And before that point, I was making music for fun, with my pals, doing little art shows and backyard shows and stuff. So it was I was like, how is this happening on some it was just weird that it happened on the one outlier song, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I never made dance hall music like that, even though I'm Jamaican. I always made lo-fi stuff or alternative R&B stuff, you know what I mean? Until the one time I go out of the box, which is sick. It is something that blows up. But then I felt oh, there was this pressure that I had to keep on making songs like that, which is not the route I wanted to go down. But yeah, it was just very overwhelming for a kid who didn't really know themselves fully yet, you know what I mean? Because as much as I feel like I know myself now, I feel like there's still more to learn. So imagine then, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that because you had signed a publishing deal or some sort of deal with Warner around that kind of time, which I can only imagine that added to the stress and the pressure of you got to deliver another dance hall trap when that doesn't seem to
Yeah.
be the trajectory that you really wanted to go down.
It wasn't publishing, thank God. It was actually a single deal. So
Mm-hmm.
Pen and Ginger itself got signed, but since I was the main artist on the song, I was the one that was constricted. So per the stipulations of the deal, I had owed them a second single, a follow up. And since the sub label under Warner that I was signed under was a more tropical sounding one, I had to deliver a song that was more tropical sounding, which, yeah, added to the stress of feeling like I had to maintain an image or like a sound that didn't really feel genuine anymore, because what Pride and Ginger was something that came naturally out of me, you know what I mean? And then they're like, okay, make another one. And I was like, oh no.
And so how do you feel about that song today? Like I saw a video of like Issa Rae, like and Diddy, like playing that song at like one of their parties. Like how does it feel today, like years after that, to, you know, have that song be one of like your biggest songs, you know?
I love that song. I'm so grateful that it exists. I'm grateful for everything that it's brought to my life, you know what I mean? Like I cannot be mad at it at all. Like there's been a lot of from the song, and there's been a lot of good I like focus on the good. I'm really happy that it exists. People love that song to this day. People are discovering that song and tagging me in it, like to this day. Like, and I think it's sick. But yeah, Issa Rae and P Diddy and like Tracy Ellis Ross playing, like with hearing Pine and Ginger is really cool. With Pizza and Nyong'o hearing Pine and Ginger, sick. Georgia Smith,
That
like
song,
it's been sick.
that song is epic. That song is epic. And now, you know, we're here with Nice. I have it on the whole project on repeat. I played it at the gym today during my cool down. Like it's super, 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 like not even gassing you. Like it's fire.
Thank you.
When did you start recording? Like what was the process like to go into this project?
It's crazy because everything kind of happened like really. Okay, so all of 2020, it was hard for me to like make music that I really loved and felt like, oh yeah, this is me. I want to put this out as a body of work. And there were like maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different versions of an EP that I had to deliver to the partner, my label partner that I'm with right now, Human Resources. So I'm like, okay, this will be the EP. And then I was like, oh no, not that. This will be the EP. So it was like many like iterations of that. And then yeah, randomly. Not randomly, but Isaiah Rashad asked to like asked me to come through to the studio once in September of last year, and there I met this kid Devin who ended up producing my whole project, and every song that I'm on Isaiah's project, Devin also happened to produce. It's crazy like how that worked out. But yeah, it was just like as soon as it honestly started with Isaiah, like the more that I saw him record, like the more I was like, oh, okay, this is my favorite rapper. This is how he does it. I could do that. And so I just like literally copy and pasted his like process.
And you're on his album. Like that's excuse my insane. Like that's so crazy. Like what was it like to number one be on his project? Like, I've seen you guys like tweet each other back and forth over the course of the past year, and I was just like fingers crossed that you guys could be on something together. So it's dope to be able to see this project and to see you on there. What was that like, you know, to be on his project?
I was literally since I was 15, I think I've been like the biggest fan of his. I listened to like all his SoundCloud songs and like that. So when he followed me in 2019, I was like, well, why the does this man follow? Like I like you know like
Yeah.
like my favorite rapper, and like I don't want this guy to see me tweeting about like my period and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, excuse me. But yeah, he followed me on Twitter and then would interact with me, and then like randomly this kid, I don't know who it was like a mutual of mine probably, but they were like, make a song together. And then my friend was like, yeah, do that. And then I was like, all you have to do is say the word. And then he was like, okay, word. And then from there, like, he literally let me come to the studio a bunch. I'm very grateful for that. But like, yeah, it's still like really like mind-boggling. I can't believe that it actually happened. It really feels like I manifest a lot of stuff into my life. Like I'm a very person. Like I have to like acknowledge that. But this one just felt it's crazy. It still feels crazy. Like this is the album of the year in my eyes. Like
no, it is for sure. For sure.
Crazy.
And so, like, I guess on your project, there's a lot of like it's very much like a self-care project, and there's a lot of like affirmations in there. But there's also the energy of like badness, like it's coming after like a breakup of sorts. So I guess what was going on in your life that inspired like the energy of like, yo, I'm gonna do me. I got this. Like it's not you. Like the album is very empowering.
Thank you. Yeah, that was definitely by design. I just felt like I was being held back a bunch. Like in my life, like I was in a relationship from like when I was 17 to like last year, and I don't know, I just felt like I I can't even explain what I'm trying to say. Like, I used to think I was the coolest person ever, and then I stopped thinking I was the coolest person ever, like, in a relationship. And, like, through all of the music shit that happened, like, before Nice, like, there's just been a lot of, like, restraints, I felt like, and a lot of anchors, and I was like, yeah, all that shit. I'm going to do everything I can to honor myself in the best way possible. And that starts with music, because this is my craft, you know what I mean? And I know that honoring myself, putting that out there, it'll like it'll make people honor themselves as well, because they'll be singing these mantras and like these like affirmations, and it'll make people feel good, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Like I love Nothing Was the Same, and you said, "Oh, I think you like me, but I can't do no Pisces." Can you explain that song? Because I do believe that Pisces are the most demonic astrology sign of all time. Like on God,
So
I
you know,
firmly endorse that message.
so
Firmly.
you know, yeah, I just, it's like out of all the water signs, Pisces are my least favorite, and I love Pisces. I love you as a person, but like we can't. It won't work. I think like Scorpios and Cancers are. I could do those, but I
I'm a
can't.
Cancer. I'm a Cancer.
I love a Cancer. I love a Cancer.
And so then also like another song, your mom is on. Is the name like YWSYLS, or is there like?
Oh, you want some? You lose some?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, what was it like having your mom on that track?
Yeah, that was the last song I put out before I put out like anything regarding Nice on New Year's Eve. And my mom doesn't listen to my music like at all. She only knows like Pine and Ginger and its follow-up song Love and Leave 'Em, because those are my biggest songs. But yeah, so what that was a phone call, because I moved out during the pandemic last May, and it was just a rough year, you know what I mean? Like in general. And I was going through a lot mentally. I was going through this whole breakthrough that, you know, now I'm on the other side of, and I've put out Nice as a result of that. But like I was going through this stuff that like led up to that before that. And so I was getting like, my parents, they're not together at all, but like separately I'd get phone calls from them, and they'd be like mad at me for not hitting them up, and I'm like, I'm trying to figure out my life right now, like I'm going through it, and I can't even explain that, because you know you're first generation too, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
like
Yep.
generation, and just like trying to explain like, oh, you know, I'm sad today, you know what I mean? Like it's
They're like,
just
why are you sad? We came to America for a better life. Like, what's so bad about your life?
like,
Yeah.
you think you're sad? I was sad. Yeah, a lot of that.
A lot of that, absolutely.
But yeah, that phone call was me, because me and my dad never fight. Like me and my mom have always fought. Like she's a Scorpio, I'm a Libra, and it's always been like butting heads in that household. And now like that I'm out, it's been a lot better. But my dad and I never fought. So on that phone call that I put on You and Some You Lose Some, I was telling my mom about a fight that I got into with my dad, and my mom was like, dude, what? Like you guys don't ever fight. Like what are you talking about? And she was just like going off on a tangent about like the type of people there are out in the world, and like how you got to view things in order to like live a positive life. And that, yeah, you know, she has a positive mindset. She's super Christian. It's just like how she applies it sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I want to take it back to Nice. Telly, you dropped the video yesterday. That is going to be Song of the Summer. I'm saying it now. Can you, number one, walk me through making that song, but also the video? Like all of your videos are super, super dope. And they also like, they have your aesthetic. So just like walk me through making that song, but also like making that video and what went into the process of all of that stuff.
Okay, so that song I actually made here in my room. My homie Walt came over at the beginning of the year, and I was so tired. I don't know why I was so tired. I was working 2 jobs at the time and still making music, so that was probably like contributing to it. But I remember he was playing beats, and I like fell asleep. I had this big comfy chair in my room, and I fell asleep. And then I woke up, and I felt so bad that I fell asleep. I was like, okay, I'm gonna like write the sickest song right now, and I'm gonna make up for it. Like I'm so sorry. And it honestly just came out. I don't know like what entity came over me, because this is like, honestly, it's not really like the style that I normally write in. The structure is not really perfect like the way like a regular song would be. Like it's not like chorus, verse, chorus. Like it's like chorus, very long verse, chorus, short verse, chorus. It's like a weird structure, but I really love that song, and I really love talking shit, and I think that I got to do that on that song. And yeah, I don't know. I was just like, how do I feel right now? Or how do I want to feel? And like, what? I don't know. It was that.
Oh, it absolutely makes sense. The video is cool. Like, I like who directed it. Walk me through like just making that video, because it's a very like video that is made for the internet. Like people are gonna gif it and post it everywhere, and I applaud you for just having the creative insight to know that this is like what people want to see. So, what went into making that video?
Thank you. Yeah, okay, so August Eve, this amazing artist and director, she actually came in and helped direct it with me. I literally found like every single clip that I wanted to be in the background of it, and we had this editor Hassan put everything together, and it was his idea to. No, it was my manager Jazz's idea to put the lyrics on there, so it's like, kind of like karaoke style. And I also think the lyrics are important in the song because I'm saying a lot of like golden lines that probably get lost or get like pushed over your head, and I'm like, I really don't want that to happen. Like all the references I make, I'm like, I want you guys to see it. I want you guys to know what I'm talking about because these are bars, and you won't really know that unless you see it, like for real. So I was like, okay, let's let's get this right. But yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely a lot of internet energy on that.
And so it's all of like I went on your website. I think it's like super super cool. Like all of that stuff, it seems to be very in line with like what you want to do. Is that all you? Like how big is your team? What's the thought process behind like creating a visual, whether it's a video or a website thing or even an art graphic? Like how do y'all all work together? Because everything feels super cohesive, and that's oftentimes not the case with a lot of artists.
My website is all me. I spend like too much time editing it. I'm like, if I get 3 viewers on this thing, that's okay. Y'all gonna see how cute it is. But yeah, I literally like every little GIF. I like spend time editing it together. I care about that type of stuff. I'm like, if I found a really cool artist, I want to know like what they were going, like what's behind the song. I want to know like the lyrics and stuff. So I like put everything into it that I would want to get like out of the artist that I really with, and I want people to really with me. So I'm like, okay, let me give you pieces of myself. And I like doing like little. I like visual stuff. It helps me like engage more, I guess, with people that like me. So yeah, my team is pretty small though. I have a manager, Jasmine. She's amazing, and that's it right now. I'm working on getting a bigger team. I have a really awesome lawyer. She's Jamaican. Her name is Karen. But yeah, that's about it right now, I believe. I've been doing the DIY for a minute, but it's like it all feels really worth it, and like having Jazz with me makes it feel really worth it. Like if I have an idea, she's like, okay, cool, and then I like present to her like an executed version of the idea, and she's like, oh, okay, cool. Like all the visualizers, I don't know if you've seen the visualizers.
Yes, yeah.
I edited most of them.
Whoa!
Yeah, like
big things, big things.
Thank you.
And so also like there's a song called Haircut on the project, and obviously like if people have been following your work, they obviously like you're kind of bald right now. I guess how transformative was cutting your hair, and how did that affect just this entire new like Amindi energy that you're on right now?
I think cutting my hair was like the most smartest, ingeniousest decision I've ever made. It was literally like random. I like woke up on December maybe 29th or 30th of 2019. I texted my homegirl. I was like, what if I shaved my head? And she was like, what? And so on December 31st, I did it. And I didn't tell my mom or anybody. I was just like, I'm gonna just do it. And it felt really good. And I feel like I've grown into it even more, like just like having it for so long at this point. But yeah, it was super transformative. I was still with my ex at that time, and we broke up like 3 months later. But I think that shaving my head was like the first step into like pouring into myself fully, because I like figured out like this is the most me I've ever looked. Like what the inside of me feels like it's here. Normally I have lashes, and then I'm like a true bad but yeah.
Okay. Could we get a tour of your crib, your room? I know you make a lot of music and creative stuff in there. I've seen the photos on IG, and it's the coolest house I've ever seen. Can we get a little tour? Can you show us around?
Yes. Let me move my lamp, and then I'll do it. You're on a selfie stick. Okay. I'm gonna flip the camera.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is my phone. I just got this mirror. Most of my furniture is like kids' furniture. Like my headboard is from
I
Drew
dig
Barry.
that.
It's Drew Barrymore's like kids collection at Walmart, and then I got this
Okay.
Target kids shelf. And Kadine's in the chat right now, and she painted this beautiful painting of me.
Shout out her.
Um, and then this rainbow is also from Drew Barrymore's kids collection. I have this amazing VHS collection. DVDs, because I'm obsessed with movies.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I'm obsessed with like Hype Beast fucking pillows.
Yes.
And then I made this mirror. That's some fur.
Oh,
And
purr. Big
everything
purr.
that's hanging on my walls is attached to like these green chain links I got from Home Depot. This is a Death Proof poster. Oh, Death Proof is my favorite Tarantino movie, and it's also the name of track 7 or
Yep.
6 on
I think it's 7. It's 7, I think.
True. Oh, yeah, GT. Okay, so me and GT were trying to put this mirror up for the longest because there's like 2 hooks on either side of the back. But I ended up like undoing a wire hanger and attaching it to the hooks and like putting it on the nail because that was too stressful. And yeah, I got my crates. I painted my closet doors. I painted my TV stand legs. Okay, let me take you downstairs.
And you think having like a room in a house this creative really like helps your art helps kind of stay locked into
Oh,
the
hell yeah, yeah.
process?
I think I'd never had my own room before I moved out of my mom's house, so it was like really cool to be able to really express myself the way I wanna. This is my living room. I got this cute little couch.
Okay. Okay, interior design.
Yeah. And me and my roomie made this cute coffee table out of foam.
That's so cool. Wow.
And this is her, and that's me when I was a baby.
And you write in this room also when you're just like when you're vibing or how much like
We
vibe?
normally just chill in here. I haven't really like written in here. I want to get a computer and put it down here, and then I want to be more creative down here, but I have mostly utilized it to chill.
Let me see some of the questions that we have. Someone said, what are you most inspired by?
I'm mostly inspired by like life experience, I guess. It's very like normal stuff, I guess. Like it could be the simplest thing. Like, okay, for example, haircut. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna get my haircut soon. Let me write about how I'm gonna feel. Like it's stuff like actual things that I live, I guess, and experience. It's nothing too crazy, I guess. I don't really do drugs. I like shrooms. I don't smoke weed, as you might have heard on Great Again, unless I'm like lit.
Yeah. Someone, let's see. Question in. Someone said, Amindi, will there ever be a summer break reunion?
Probably not. Me and Jite together all the time. That's a reunion enough.
Big part on that. Shout out Jite. Also, I think a lot of people could learn from just like your coming up story and how you kind of were in the SoundCloud stuff and Experience Corner and kind of Ginger. Do you have any advice for really anyone who is watching this or going to watch this who really wants to be where you are, who wants to be making cool music, who wants to be surviving off of their art? Is there any advice that you have for any DIY artist who's like in their bedroom trying to be like you?
I say, I know it's like easy to like look at people and be like, ooh, I want what they have. Like you always have to remember that like everybody has unique journeys and unique like processes. Like you're not the same, you don't have the same brain as a person to like create the same way as a person. So the best thing to do is focus on the type of person you are, the type of creative you are. Hone in on that specifically. Do not watch anybody else. What they're doing does not matter. Have tunnel vision because nobody else, literally nobody else's process, nobody else's journey matters as much as yours because you are like you're you at the end of the day. You don't got to deal with them at the end of the day. They don't have to deal with you at the end of the day. You go home to yourself. You have to take care and like really nurture what you got going on. And also utilize the network you already have. Like, don't try to like social climb in like weird ways. Like, I'm sure you have friends and people around you that are doing cool things as well, or that want to do cool things as well. So I say like it's really important to utilize that and build with the team that you got around you, and don't try to like, I don't know, like be ingenuine and try to like make connections that aren't natural yet. Everything
Yes, I think
will happen, you know what I mean? Everything you want to happen will happen. You just gotta like have that patience and have that discipline to for it to actually happen.
absolutely. I think that's absolutely true. And I think that when you look at your art, you see that it was made with love, but also with all of your homies. Like, if you go on your Instagram, I see like all of your homies, like in all of your art. I see Jute up in here. Like, it's really clear that you are networking across, working with your friends. I think that your
Oh yeah.
project is so dope, and the videos are so dope because like it's a labor of love amongst the community. So it's like I'm super happy that you put a project out. I have this on stream like all the time.
Thank you.
Um, no problem. What does the future look like? Like, are you going on tour soon? Like, what's going on 2021, 2022? What is the plan?
I'm hoping I get to go on tour soon. I want to do some supporting shows for some people I with. That would be very fire. But I'm also not pressed because I kind of hate traveling. But I am going to Florida to do a show in Gainesville next week. So if anybody in here is in Florida, pull out. It's a show in Gainesville. It's called Dia Days. It'll be on August 19th. I'm also doing Afropunk in Atlanta in September, so get some tickets for that. If you're in Atlanta, come see me. Even if you're not in Atlanta, make a trip of it. Yeah, I'm making the next project already. Like I'm I'm in the studio right now. I feel like when the inspiration is here, like I'm like, let me take advantage of it. You know what I mean? And I am excited for whatever's to come. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm excited for whatever.
Absolutely. Let me see if there's any more questions, and then we can bounce. So someone said advice on how to reach out to other creatives.
Oh, I mean, if a person has their email in their bio or like, yeah, in their bio, I say like click on that and like try to make a friend that way. Like just introduce yourself, tell them, compliment them, tell them that you with what they do, tell them that, tell them what you have to offer them. You know what I mean? Like how it would be an exchange. And leave it open. Don't be like super like demanding, like we gotta do this, you know what I mean? Just like leave it open because they're a human being as well. And you don't know what they got going on right now, but definitely express appreciation and express interest and express what you can offer.
Someone said, would you ever come to Brooklyn? I think that's the question. Or when are you coming to Brooklyn or New York? That's the.
I might be going to New York in September, like early September. I've been to New York one time. I kind of hate public transportation, so it was rough for me. But I must go because that's where all the cute creatives are. So
Big purr. Thank you guys all who are watching for watching, but also thank you, Amindi, for giving me your time, also for putting out Nice. If y'all haven't heard Nice, go stream that right now on Spotify. Go watch the Telly video. It's on YouTube. Go to her website. It's amindi.xyz, correct?
yeah.
Her. All right. Y'all have a good day. Peace out. Thank you so much, Amindi.
Bye,
Big up to
guys.
you.
Thank you.
All right. Peace out. Bye.